Hey YouTube, welcome back. Today we continue our series in solving JavaScript problems. We talk about JavaScript fundamentals in this series. Today we have this problem called interval cancellation. The problem says that given a function f in an array of arguments called args and an interval time called t, return cancel function called cancel function. The function f in should be called with args immediately and then called again every t millisecond until cancel fn is called. So, the problem to solve it, there's two things that come to my mind. Set interval, set interval, and also clear interval. So let's just talk about set interval first. So basically, a set interval is a built-in function in JavaScript that allows you to repeatedly execute a function or code block at a specific interval. It is often used for tasks that need to be performed periodically, such as update the UI, checking for new data from server, or creating animation. The clear interval is built in JavaScript function. It's in JavaScript that allows you to stop execution of a function or a code block that is repeatedly invoked using set interval. It cancels the repetitive execution set up by set interval, and yeah, so basically they are work together. So let's just see the. Okay, so right now we know both of them. Let's see how can we solve this problem with them. It's a pretty straightforward. So first of all, we have fn. We call fn, okay, with args and args. With args, uh, and and next we call set interval. So const will be timer, and we have our set interval. Let's set interval, and the set interval takes two arguments: the callback function, okay, which will be the fn args, and it takes a time that needs to be executed in, which is t. We have const cancel fn, which equals clear interval, which is timer, to use to clear this one, and we return cancel fn as they wanted. So let's just talk about the code here. So basically, we want to set an interval timer. We use the set interval function in the code snippet below. As you can see here, set interval will repeatedly call this fn every t milliseconds. Okay, it's important to note that set interval does not immediately call the function before t milliseconds, which is why we manually call args at the first. It's important to know that. Next we define a function called cancel fn that clears the interval. When it's called, we return cancel fn from the main function. It's worth mentioning that cancel fn is not called when our cancelable function is defined as an issue, because it's not have this sign, this basically. And yeah, there is other solution that use recursion, but it's out of the scope of this series, because in this series we talk about JavaScript fundamentals. So a recursion is not about JavaScript fundamentals, it's something different. So that's it for this video. I hope my solution was quite good. If you like my content, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a video, and see you in future problems.